Hand of the day.
Hey guys, it's Alec Torelli. Welcome back to the hand of the day from the Hyatt in Phuket. Beautiful spot, crazy hand coming to you. I think this is from High Stakes Poker. Boneta under the gun. We got 3 blinds, okay? 400, 800, 1600. Boneta under the gun with king, queen of spades. Opts to just limp. Lock, I think on the button, limps with pocket 3s. Chan in the small blind, behind 2 limpers in the first blind, just completes with 2 aces, a play you never see, but it gets interesting. Galfond in the small blind just calls with king 5 of hearts. Negreanu in the big blind now makes it 9100 with the 10-9 of clubs. Boneta has a clear call, calls 7500 more with king queen of spades. Lock calls the raise as well with pocket 3s over to Chan, who now makes it 30,000 to go. Not a huge raise size, makes it 30,000. Galfond gets out of the way, over to Negreanu with 10-9 of clubs, who folds. Boneta calls and Lock calls. Let's rewind that and look a little bit more about the pre-flop strategy, because there's a ton that could be said about this hand. So Boneta starts off the hand by limping under the gun. Generally people opt to raise or fold, but a hand like king queen of spades is electable to limp. If you're limping with a balanced strategy, I'm okay with limping here under the gun. Lock has a clear limp behind, in my opinion. Raising to isolate it under the gun limper with 2 3s, I don't really love it that much. I think this hand plays okay in a multi-way pot. You're in position. I don't really want to get limp re-raised as well. I'm okay with limping and taking a flop. Now Chan in the small blind opts to just complete, basically hoping that either Galfond or Daniel raise behind him. Well, I think that's going to happen a decent amount of the time. Some of the time, not a ton of the time. I think it's just pretty damn loose to limp here. I mean, not loose, it's just a little bit like awkward to limp here. I guess you're just going to concede this pot and play 5 ways out of position and just not really care too much about your aces, treat it like any other hand and just sort of concede. But at the same time, I would like to see a raise here. I think that unless you have a hyper aggressive opponent in the big blind that's going to raise a ton of the time, maybe someone like Dwan or something, you just expect to over raise out of one of the blinds, I think I'm just going to raise here with aces. Yes, it does look kind of strong if you raise from the worst possible position, but you could combat that by raising pretty big. You don't want to raise here like 7,000. You want to raise like 14,000 and make it look like a steal and raise a bigger size, cut down on your opponent's implied odds. That being said, I'm okay with mixing in a limp here occasionally. I'm okay with it. It's just an awkward, tricky play. You got to be prepared for it. Galfond calls here pre-flop, totally trivial with his hand. Now Negreanu has an option in the big blind. He could opt to just check, but I'm also okay with mixing in some bluffs out of the big blind with a hand like 10-9 of clubs that's disguised and plays decently well post-flop. You could take control of the hand, narrow down the playing field. Even if you get it heads up or 2 other opponents, or 1 or 2 other opponents, it's a great spot because you could rep a lot of hands post-flop and your hand is very well disguised. I'm okay with raising here from Daniel. 9,000 is a little bit on the smaller side. I'd probably go 12 or 13 to try and get some fold equity and get your opponents to fold pre-flop. Now Boneta has a very clear call, in my opinion. He limped under the gun. He could opt to limp re-raise, but I think just calling here is totally fine with Daniel raising out of the big blind. Lock also has a very clear call. Now over to Chan, who obviously is going for the limp re-raise in this spot. Which I love, totally fine with the limp re-raise, but I think 30,000 is a little bit too small. You have a lot of action behind you, and it's gonna go the domino effect. If Negreanu calls, you know Boneta and Lock are gonna call, and now you're still playing this hand out of position 4 ways, but now you've given away the strength of your hand. So I would like to see Chan make it a little bit bigger here, something like 44,000, that charges your opponent a lot more, and could conceivably stack someone if they were trapping you pre-flop as well. Chan makes it 30,000. Now over to Negreanu, who I'm quite surprised opts to fold. Yes, he's out of position and he's kind of sandwiched between a lot of people, but at the same time, the pot's already 60,000. He's only calling 20, and with Negreanu's very creative, tactical playing style post-flop, I would have liked to see him throw in a call here with 10-9 of clubs. He knows that Boneta and Lock aren't going to raise behind him, and he's very likely to see a flop. He's going to be getting a great price on his money. I'm very surprised that he ended up folding. Over to Boneta, who now opts to call. He's in position against Chan. Lock calls as well. I'm okay with both of their plays. We go 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes 6-5 deuce rainbow. Chan bets 45,000 into something like 66,000. I'm totally fine with Chan's c-bet here. Reasonable c-bet, he's gonna be betting this flop. I'm fine with his sizing as well. He could opt to go a little bit smaller on a board like this to protect himself when he has bluffs, something like ace-king. He could balance that out by betting a little bit smaller, give himself a better price, and allow his opponents maybe to make a play at the pot. But Chan had something in mind that I didn't. His big bet sizing worked because Boneta now opts to shove on this flop with no pair and no draw. Phil Lock gets out of the way, Chan snaps him off, they run it 3 times, and Boneta gets smashed. So I'm okay with Boneta shoving here with some hands. Maybe Chan's bluffing, maybe he gets Chan to fold. But with a hand like this, with no pair and no draw, it's just way too crazy. I mean, he's got nothing really going for him, and I just think he could pick a better spot to do this. Chan's a very tight player. Chan's repping a ton of strength. It's unlikely Chan's bluffing a lot pre-flop. I think it's very likely that Chan has something like aces, kings, or queens, and he's gonna snap you off. I like that Boneta has a decent stack size to do this with. I mean, if Chan is bluffing, let's face it, he's going to fold. But at the same time, I would like to see him do this with a little bit more equity. Maybe even something having like, I don't know, like 7-8 suited with a backdoor flush draw. Maybe like ace-4 suited, where if like your opponent has 2 kings, your ace could be live and you have a gut shot and you have backdoor flush draw. Maybe something like that is reasonable, even though I wouldn't be bluffing here at that often, if at all, because it looks like Chan has the nuts. If you're going to bluff, you've got to pick a better hand to do it with. This hand just has no equity against Chan. Total blow up here, and they run it 3 times. Boneta gets punished. Chan wins himself a massive $516,000 pot. Well done. Leave your thoughts in the comment below. Let me know how you would have played this hand if you're Chan. Do you like limping here? Is it too risky? Do you give your opponent too free of a chance to just totally bust you? Or is this limp a good play? Is it gonna work out in the long run? Leave your thoughts in the comment below. Let me know how you would have played the hand. Hope you enjoyed this hand of the day. Subscribe if you like this. Give it a thumbs up. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you for your comments and feedback. And I'll see you guys next time from the Hyatt on the hand of the day.